Hello everyone and welcome to another velvet video. So today is going to be the rest of my velvet dresses. This particular video will be, and then the next video that you will see will be my velvet suits. I'm not going to show my velvet pants and velvet skirts other than the suits because they are just black and that would be really boring. So, this is going to be velvet dresses. You guys already saw my favorite velvet shirts. I might show you the rest of my velvet shirts. Actually, I do need to do that. So this video is the velvet dresses. The next one will be the rest of my velvet shirts. Then we'll move on to velvet pants. All my velvet skirts are black. And then you guys will get to see some of my other favorite clothes. But for now, we're looking at more velvet dresses today because who doesn't love velvet dresses? And this one I actually just got, and it is very plain. It's a plain black velvet shell. I actually haven't had the chance to really try it on yet, but I'm suspecting it's going to come just below the knee. And it's black velvet, and it's really plain, which means I can wear this with legit anything. And it's really, really nice. So, yes, everyone, this is other velvet dress number 1. My longtime people may remember this next one because it was actually in my very first favorite velvet dresses video, but that video got deleted and this one actually didn't make it into the second one. So this is a very nice dress. It's got these like sheer, very little sleeves on it. Very nice shiny black velvet. Little sequins which are slowly falling off one bead at a time. As you come down here, you've got a sheer belt that ties into a bow. And then as you come down here, little bits of the skirt actually come down to be a little bit longer than the velvet, and they're sheer. It's a very, very nice gothic dress. I really, really like it. And there you go. Velvet dress number 2 of the other velvet dresses. This is velvet dress number 3. It is a plain, very simple, grabbing the wrong thing. Plain, very simple black velvet dress, which means I can also wear it with anything. But the thing about this one is that it's kind of revealing without this pin here, and I kind of don't like this pin. If someone can find me a Decepticon pin that clasps like a safety pin, then yes, I would gladly use that over this. The sleeves are fairly long, which I really like. I'm not the biggest fan of spaghetti straps, but they work in some situations. And this is just a really, really nice kind of plain black velvet dress. It comes down to, I want to say about my knee, maybe just a little bit below. I haven't worn it in a while, so I couldn't tell you. But it's a really, really nice dress, and I love it to pieces. Now, this guy was also in my favorite velvet dresses video, the very, very first one. But again, that video got deleted, and I don't know why this one didn't make it to favorite velvet dresses number 2. I love the gold on the shoulders right here, this gold embroidery, which is really, really pretty. This is a harder, much more crushed velvet. It is also very creased velvet, which is not good. It comes down to just above my ankle, and yeah, it's really nice. It is one of my more favorite velvets, but I don't get to wear it that often. Again, I don't know why this wasn't in favorite velvets number 1. Alright. This precious child was also not in velvet dresses number 1 because it is actually a brand new addition. And as I add new velvets, I'll do videos on those velvets. But this is velvet dress number, I lost count already. That's not good. As you can see, it's kind of a plain velvet on top, but look, it starts getting more beaded and more beaded and more beaded, and then whoa, look at all the beads. Look at all these beads. I love these so much. In fact, they look like little pieces of cat food, but they're not, they're beads. And they're really, really cute. They aren't really sequiny. They're just beads on the bottom of this dress. And I really, really, I didn't think I was going to love it, but I tried it on and I loved it. So this is velvet dress number, I forgot. Short maroon winter velvet dress. Sorry, I'm not talking very much because my phone is running out of memory. Very straightforward, this one. Black flowery short winter velvet with long sleeves. Now this guy has got a plaid layered skirt on the bottom. It's still a fairly short dress. The top is plain black velvet with long sleeves. I absolutely adore this so very much because the plaid reminds me of, you know, Scotland. And it has a cute little buckle bow on it. And I love it. Yet another short black dress with velvet sleeves, but the highlight, or this is a full velvet dress, obviously, but it's got long sleeves, it's black. The highlight on this one is the leopard collar. I really like that, and I just realized it's funny how many winter velvets I have, considering I live in El Paso and it hardly ever gets cold enough to wear them, but I love velvet, so whatever. Now this sweet little girl has got a story to her. This is a shiny black velvet dress. Very, very shiny. Now let me tell you the story of this little girl. We were in Family Dollar about 2 years ago, and I saw this particular dress and I really wanted it, so Nanny bought it for me. Last year around Christmas time, Nanny says, "Hey, I think I saw a black shirt in Family Dollar that is velvet that you might like." So she got it for me. Turns out she didn't realize how that was actually a short dress, so now I actually have two of the same dress and I'm very grateful for it. This is the only time, contrary to my family's popular belief, that I have two of the same velvet. This is actually not the same velvet dress from before. This is a different one. Of course I have two of the same one of the last one, but this is a different one, and the only way you can tell is the fact that there's not a little cross piece over the collar. It's just one big collar. Again, short black velvet with long sleeves. The sad part about this is that we're not even halfway done. Again, long sleeve black dress, kind of short, weird collar, and I love this metal thing right here. Yeah, it's missing a couple of pieces, but it's missing them in such a symmetrical place that it doesn't even really matter to me that they're missing. And again, I really like this. I especially like the piece on the shoulder. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get into my floor-length velvet gowns. And look at this one. Sheer with black velvet flowering, and of course a black velvet spaghetti strap top that I always put a sweater over because I don't like spaghetti straps. Let's give you a full-length look at this thing. Gorgeous. Long, plain, black, floor-length velvet gown. The highlight on this one is, of course, the beads on the spaghetti straps, which are blending in very nicely with the black polka dot dress I've got hanging. Thank you. Very similar to the very first velvet I showed you with kind of the spaghetti straps, and it's plain and black. The only difference is that it's floor-length. And, yes, guys, I do need this many velvet dresses. Don't judge me. Okay, yet another plain black floor-length velvet gown. Velvet is not as shiny on this one, unless you get really close. The highlight of this one is the beading that goes all the way around the neck this time, and it is gorgeous. I actually wore this to my high school graduation. This one is even more similar to the dress I first showed you. Again, it's floor-length, and it's more black than the other one that was also plain and had this length of sleeves. Oh my gosh, you guys are judging me, aren't you? Alright, no, this is not another long, plain black velvet dress. Look, there's sheer underneath the velvet, so it doesn't count. Also, the skirt is more full than the other dresses, and it has slightly longer sleeves. Don't look at me like that! This is another plain black velvet dress, but the length of sleeves is very decent. So I can actually wear this with nothing but maybe an elaborate piece of jewelry. And that's why I got this and I love it. Don't judge me. I know what you all are going to say. Another plain black velvet dress. No, look. This velvet is different. It's shinier. It's a harder velvet. And look. There's flowers on the bit here. So don't look at me like that. Plain, long, black velvet. Look! Beautiful velvet shaping on this. Actually, I really do love this one. And it's fairly modest. In fact, my grandma even wanted to borrow this one once. And I actually really love this. Like, I know that I'm sounding very low self-esteem when I talk about this, but seriously, dresses like this is why I collect velvets, because I just love the material so much, and I love that there's so many different things you can do with velvet, despite the fact that sometimes they look really similar. Plain long black skirt, but look! Very, very nicely done velvet top. I love how there's like no actual sleeve here. It's the sheer with the velvet. There is a slip under this though. And then again, look, it's the same kind of buttoning from the other dress. In fact, I'm almost sure this is the same designer because of how things are done. But I love the swirls on the sheer, and then it's like a black skirt. I've actually had people ask me if this is a top and skirt or if it's a full dress, and it's actually a dress. I found a black velvet robe one day. This is far too elaborate to just be a rather regular house robe, so I'll probably wear it over one of my plain velvet dresses. But I love it so much. And wait, what's this on the side? Okay, so there's a tie here. But there's also a bow. So is like this a wraparound? I actually do need to figure out how this works. But yeah, very, very nicely done black velvet. Now, I would never buy actual leopard as a material, but I do enjoy the leopard print colors, and the fact that they make it in velvet a lot of the time is real nice. I found this, and it's actually not a robe. Hang on. There's buttons here, so it can be buttoned over. It could be a very revealing long dress, but I actually wear it over a plain black dress, and it actually meshes really well together. It's very long, of course, and I love the leopard print. And the back, I want to show, because look, it goes dark, then light, then dark, then light, and it's really nice. I really love this. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Love this guy. If I am going to be completely 100% honest, I took long getting this one out because I forgot which one this was. And I'm so sad because I actually really love this one. It is a very dark purple velvet with, come on, focus. Well, it has shiny silver square buttons. So obviously purple, silver, it's Decepticon. It's a short sleeve dress underneath with a jacket over it. It is not one piece, it is actually two piece. And I love the collar on this. It's just so nice. And again, it's long. Again, like I said in the very beginning of the floor lengths, we are getting to the floor length gowns. And it has these really nice sleeves on it. And it's a very shiny purple velvet. Yes, it is dark purple. My grandma actually picked this one out for me, and I adore her for it, because it's got, you know, these kind of maroony swirls on the black. Very, very gothy. I love how long it is. It's actually kind of a thinner velvet, and I love these sleeves where they've got like the elastic, and then the sleeve kind of puffs out like a Disney cape. And again, it's a very, very shiny, soft, soft velvet. Now we are getting to my maroon velvet dresses, and there's actually a lot to go for because they actually make a lot of maroon velvets. This one is a very long one. It's a very patterned velvet. Again, it has long sleeves, and it has a pretty high collar. Actually, it doesn't have a collar, but you know, it has a high neckline. I really like this dress, and of course it has shoulder pads in it, which I'm planning on taking out, but I can't seem to get them out every time I put it on, so yeah, okay. If you guys can hear the sound in the background, yeah, I had to put my air conditioner on because walking back and forth to get velvets is kind of stressful. So here we have a dress that's kind of plain and maroon on the top, but then on the bottom it is a black skirt with maroon flowers, and it is so cute. I think, if I remember correctly, I think my grandma saw this one for me too, and I love it. I love her to pieces for this one. Thank you, Nanny. One thing I forgot to highlight with the last one that I will highlight with this one is that it actually has a full skirt, which is very hard to find in velvet because most of the time velvet is a material that'll kind of stick to you. This one is a very plain maroon dress, but again, it had a full skirt and I had to get it. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, the Goodwill where I got this one from, the lighting was so bad I thought this dress was black, and it wasn't until I checked it out that I realized, oh, wait a second, it's maroon. So yes, guys, this is another velvet dress. Maroon with full skirt. You are looking at the matriarch of my velvets. This was one of my very first, if not my very first velvet that actually still fits me to this day. I've actually had this one for years, and this was before I started really developing my velvet collection, which I didn't really start doing until about, I think 3 years ago. Maybe more. My grandma can probably fill us in on everything about that. I'll ask her and then I'll put it in the description. But This one is a darker maroon. I love... Oh dear. The problem with the flash is it doesn't always catch the buttons. But there's these really, really pretty gold buttons on it. And I know these bows are supposed to tie in the back, but I hate it. When I used to go to church all the time... Hang on. Okay. When I used to go to church all the time, I would have to, you know, sit in church, and sitting with a bow digging into your back is not awesome. So I just tied it in the front. And again, another thing about this velvet, full skirt, baby. Oh, we're back to the plain black dresses again. No, we're not. Look. It's purple. It's purple. And it also, I don't really get the neckline on this, but when I wear it, it fits all right, so I'm not too concerned about it. And again, it's a long, and it's dark purple, and y'all know I had to get dark purple because, well, Decepticons, purple, hello, it had to be me. Plus, purple is actually my favorite color, and it was my favorite color prior to Decepticons or even my Invader Zim days. So yes, this had to be mine. Now, this dress is very sentimental to me, and I'll tell you why. You probably can't tell, but this dress is not black. It is actually dark green. My mother, my birth mother, she had this dress ever since I was a very little girl, and it was sitting around. And I was wearing velvet one day when I went to see her, and I told her that I collect velvets. And she said, hey, I have this dress, let me send it to you. And so, this is now proudly hanging in my closet, and it's something I've wanted. Is she talking to me? I hope she wasn't talking to me. I'm in the middle of something. Anyway. That was my grandmother. Anyway. This is now mine, and I love it. Thank you, Nanny. Or, thank you, Mom, actually, not Nanny. This is actually a plain black, long sleeve winter dress. And the reason I have this? Because I wanted a plain black long-sleeved winter dress, primarily to put, you know, decorated jackets over it or elaborate jewelry over it. And it's long-sleeved, and which means it will be ethical for the winter. Another more sentimental reason is that when Padme from Star Wars, she used to wear long black velvet a lot, especially in Episode 3 of Star Wars. And so this reminded me of her, and I've actually been looking for a plain black, long-sleeved, full-skirted velvet dress for a very long time. And the other, I have two others. One of them you've seen in another video. The next one is actually the last one I'm going to show you. But they are patterned velvet, and this one is a plain velvet, and I love this, so it's mine. This is now going to be known as the light at the end of the tunnel, because this is the final velvet dress I have to show you. At least for right now. I will most likely add more. In fact, I know I will add more. But this one is a patterned black velvet dress. Again, if you want a look at my other velvet dresses, I have a first video. But this one is the final one. It is a patterned plain black velvet dress. Or patterned plain, that doesn't make any sense. But it's a patterned black velvet dress. It's really, really pretty. And yes, I do sometimes confuse this one with the dress my mom gave me because they look so similar. But this one is a little less shiny than the other one. And besides, this one is black. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen all of my velvet dresses. Now, I know this is a sin, but I gotta say, I'm very proud of my velvet collection. Over the past 3 years, I have worked to develop this collection to what it is today. And if I get a Guinness Book of World Records entry for having the largest velvet collection, then my life will have been well spent. Thank you all so much for watching, and if speaking your truth is someone else's deception, then may you be gladly guilty. Bye!